This video, we're going to be breaking down the Kansas City Chiefs offensive playbook in Madden 25. And just kind of going through here, it's got some nice red zone stuff with wing tight nasty, wing tight left. These runs are really good. You have deuce close with the 0-1 trap. But this formation, this offense in general, has really good bunch X nasty type formations. We got some motion flats, motion trail type of plays out of a 5-wide look. We have tight wide flex with a jet sweep, wide zone, and 0-1 trap. Some good plays in those formations. You also have this strong jumbo fullback dive, really good red zone run. And the strong jumbo does have a power O, which is pretty nice to have. You have strong wing with a fullback dive, halfback dive, and then a couple motion runs. Pistol bunch tight in with a jet touch pass, a halfback dive, halfback counter, and a speed option. So some nice little kind of gimmicky red zone plays. You do have the RPO auto motions and RPO read flat wheels here in the deuce close. But really the main formations that we want to touch on are these shotgun formations, these 3 wide receiver sets. So you do have tight Y off, kind of a standard tight Y off. It does have 0-1 trap, it does have a jet touch pass, and it does have tight end corner, which is probably the best play in this formation. Has flex close with some auto motions, some unique kind of auto motions to the tight end. Has tight Y off weak with the post wheel drag play. Normal off close, which is a formation that you're starting to see a lot more in the competitive scene. It has Y off trips weak. And then the formation that I wanted to focus most of this video around is this Y off trips nasty. This Y off trips nasty formation is only found in a couple of playbooks, and it is really good. So a couple things about this formation that you have this play motion drag. This play motion drag is really good because it has a short post on the right hand side that's going to do a really good job of beating man coverage. Has a wheel route attached to it as well. We're going to actually come out in an RPO play in this offense. And then you have a couple of other plays, this motion pivot, flood halfback swing. The best play in the formation is really this RPO read flat, but we're going to throw a couple of plays in here. We'll actually have the auto motion, basic inside zone. Dagger whip is a great play with that little short whip. And then PA double post is kind of the best plays in the formation. And then you can obviously audible from wild trips nasty to wild trips weak. It does have some use here. So you have an RPO with this RPO alert motion dive. You have motion corner, which is kind of a unique little combo with that short corner route. You have this motion shock option that you can kind of turn into a streak. And then from there, you can kind of do, whatever you want with the other plays. I really like having this motion halfback swing in here just as a quick read and a great little red zone type of passing concept. Also, real quick, this formation does have some really cool stuff that you can do in the red zone. It has bunch X nasty, it has bunch strong nasty, and bunch Y flex. This bunch strong nasty has some kind of unique auto motion plays and things like that. You have tight open. This is one of the better tight opens in the game because you have these short corners, you have these whip routes. So you have a lot in this playbook that I think is worth exploring. But again, we're going to spend most of our time today in this Y off trips nasty and really basing the offense out around this RPO read flat. So this RPO read flat is really good because you can throw this out here to the tight end, and then because you're in a 4-strong formation, it's almost impossible for them to defend this RPO without having to make a ton of adjustment. As you see here, this slot corner is the pitch defender. If they were just to put him on a hard flat, you'll see that when I press, he becomes the read defender. When that defender becomes a read defender, that means that he's always going to play the quarterback. So you'll see he'll always come inside, and then it just literally just out leverages the defense. And this is just basically a free 5 yards, free 10 yards. This breaks down almost every defense in the game that has a slot corner on this right side. This is going to do a really good job of just breaking down because, as you can see, that slot corner, it doesn't matter if they pass him it. It doesn't even really matter if they man it up. I'll show you that as well. So let me just jump into a man-to-man cover one robber. And as you can see here, this doesn't even give us a defender icon, so he's going to be completely isolated. but you see manning it up doesn't necessarily make this play it better, which is kind of crazy to me. But also the other thing is pass committing. A lot of people like to pass commit this year to stop RPOs. You're going to see, watch this read defender, he's still going to come down. And so this is just a really, really hard RPO to defend. And honestly, ultimately, what typically is going to end up happening is they're just going to user the RPO. That's how good of an RPO this is. Obviously, if this RPO is defended, all you have to do is just let the game hand it off to the running back. As you can see, this is a good handoff to the running back. Another thing that you do have with this RPO is if you hold A, or X, it will keep it with the quarterback. So you can pass the ball to the tight end, you can let the game hand it off to the running back, or you can hold X and let it run with your quarterback. So it's got kind of a triple threat type of play that can really just break down a lot of defenses and is very, very effective. The next play that we're going to take a look at here is this motion drag. Now, as you see, there is a little bit of a tell to running this, but I think this play is so good that you want to be running this anyway. So what I like to do is I like to stem this tight end down, streak this solo wide receiver, and then you can really do whatever you want with the running back. And what you're going to see is he's going to take a step or two in, and then he's going to run across the field on a really short drag. So you have that read, and then you have this really nice short post. And I love that short post in this offense. So you also have with PA double post, you do have a short post from your slot receiver that I kind of wanted to get into as well. So with this, what I like to do is you can just simply streak this solo wide receiver. You can streak this outside receiver, and then you can take your outside player and or your tight end and put him on a little corner route. Kind of have like a high-low read here on this right-hand side. But this short post is so good. You just see, watch this short post just get across the field, and it just beats and breaks down coverage very, very well. So I'm a huge proponent of having short posts in your offense. Another play that you have in here is this dagger whip play. I think this play is really effective, and the way I like to run it is with a speed out to this outside receiver, and then basically what you're going to do is you're just going to build around this. So you're going to essentially, against zone, you're going to hit this whip route right in this little pocket. It's super good, and it's just hard for the defense to be able to consistently defend this. Another thing about this play, dagger whip, is that you do have a C route and a nice seam streak to the tight end. So what I like to do with this tight end seam streak is we'll typically do something like this here on this left side and basically create a combination like this. The reason I like this combo is because against cover 3 and cover 4, these seam streaks are unbelievably effective. You'll see here this tight end, he can kind of break down coverage. A lot of times that inside quarter will actually, they'll switch stick onto him and he'll go guard somebody else. Let me show you what this does against cover 3. It's a little better against cover 3. Let me go back to dagger whip. And again, just streak the slot. You could come back or speed out this outside guy. I like to corner and underneath the running back. But you'll see here against like a cover 3 coverage, you'll see this is even better. As you can see, he'll just split that safety. And it almost just, it's basically like you can't really play cover 3. Now, if we want to break down the cover 2 coverage, one of the best ways to do that is to go back to this PA double post because you have this post right on the outside. So what you want to do if you're trying to break down a cover 2 is you're just going to simply stem this post up one tick, and then you can put the slot receiver really on whatever you want him to be on. I like just a simple drag, and we're just looking at this corner route. To the left side, we have kind of a high-low between him and the drag, and then late in the play against cover 2, this is going to be a big hitter over the top for a big play. I'll show you that again. If you're getting a lot of cover 2, this is something that you can do, and I would really just stem this up one. It's really important that this gets stemmed up one time. I would corner route this outside receiver, and then really everything else is up to you in terms of how you want to do it. You can drag the tight end if you wanted to, and then you could, corner route this outside guy. Again, it's really up to you however you want to run this combo, but this is really good. The main thing here is this backside corner route, and then when he cuts to the post, you're going to hit this as we get instant shedded off of a 3-man rush because practice mode is just the gift that keeps on giving at times. Let me see if I can show this to you one more time, and then we'll take a look at some of the other plays here. But again, even something like this is perfectly fine. You can kind of do whatever you want to the right. But the big thing here is once he kind of gets over the top of that linebacker, you just throw it right in here, and this is going to cook cover two. So again, we just kind of force them to have to run a lot of cover four, and we're always mixing in this RPO. This RPO is unbelievably effective, and it just breaks down coverage really well. And then once they start to run a lot of cover four hard flat to try to stop the RPO, one of the things that I like to do is you could pretty much do this out of any play in the formation. I do like this motion drag, but again, let's just go back to PA double post. So you get the play action blocking of PA double post, and then all you're going to do is you're just going to flat your slot receiver. You're going to corner route your tight end. You're going to fade this outside receiver, and then on the backside, you can really do whatever you want. I like to just a simple post. One of the things that you can do that I think is really good is a 15-yard in route on the back end. So super deep, but this is a really, really good play. And what you're going to see here is this tight end corner just gets to the corner really quickly, which is why I like it so much. It's going to do a really good job, specifically against cover three and cover four. It's not necessarily a great route against cover two because this short corner can kind of get defended pretty well. But what you're going to be able to do here is, let's show you cover three. You see it just gets there quick. And then if they switched it to the corner, you can throw the fade over the top, of course. But then the other thing that you have on this play is, let's say that, because this is going to totally happen, they're just going to basically start using the right side of the screen. So you have to have something that's going to threaten the left side. And what we have in this play is this backside in route. So what typically will happen, because you're running a fairly deep in route over the middle, is you'll be able to kind of throw it in these little pockets in behind the yellow zones. What I like about it is it's deep enough that it's going to get over most of the yellow zones, but then you're still going to be quasi all right, just in terms of your overall combo. The next play that we're going to go over, or another variation of this play, is this dagger whip play. We're going to take the running back. We're going to put him on a flat route to this left side. And now we're going to try to run a little bit more of a combo on the left. So what I like to do is we're mainly just trying to threaten this left side of the screen. So we're just going to have a streak and a tight end post. You can stem this tight end post down one tick, and it's going to run like this. But basically, what you have is this running back's going to clear everything out for this whip, and you can throw this whip kind of in this little pocket. The other thing that you have, though, and this is what we really want to be able to do, is we want to break down the coverage to the left side of the screen. And so with this short tight end post, you're going to see here that this is going to do a really, really good job of that. You'll see here this tight end post is just going to kind of get into an area of the field that just breaks down coverage well. And then you have that backside in route if they decide that they want to user the tight end. Another variation of this setup that you can 100% utilize is just a simple slant to the tight end, and then a flat to this whip route like this. This is perfectly fine, and I would even make that in route run a little bit deeper. I really like about the 15 to 20 yards on these in routes, and you'll see against cover four, look at this deep in route just kind of get into an area of the field that's very difficult to defend. That yellow zone did ultimately defend it, but in general, you kind of have that in a nice soft spot. You got the PA double post with this short post. The other thing about motion X drag that I like to do is you have this short post, you have this wheel route, and then, I mean, literally just something like this to me is very, very effective. You can always kind of mix in some different motions, but in general, these short posts are so good at just breaking down the coverage. You'll see here, see how it just runs just slightly better, in my opinion, than an in route. You can still use a deep in route if you wanted to keep a little bit more disguise. You could use the deep 15-yard in route, and then basically run the play like this, for example. You'll see how we kind of set this up. But essentially, all we're trying to do with this play is just threaten this left side. One of the other underrated elements of this offense is motioning into a 5 wide receiver look like this, because what we're able to do is just kind of create different alignments that are going to give people trouble. And as you see, this tight end post really gets into a nice area of the field. The spacing in this formation is really effective. You're able to pretty much, you're able to just do a lot of stuff with the spacing on this. Another combo we didn't really touch on yet that I did want to get into is I wish I didn't mean to flip the formation. Another combo that we didn't quite get into yet is a little bit more of like a seam streaky type of route. So what we're looking for on this play, in you can do this all, you can basically just freestyle out of all this, but we're just going to streak the tight end. We're going to corner the slot receiver, stem him down one tick, and then we're going to have this outside receiver, and we can put him on either a curl and stem him all the way up or a fade. I like the regular streak as opposed to the fade or a curl that's stemmed all the way up, just because it's going to get into a better area of the field. And then from there, you can either put the running back on a table route and have that backside streak or backside in route. We know in this game, 3 streaks is an effective route combo, or you could do this right here. But what I like to do is have a flat, and I like to have about a 10 to 15 yard in route like this. And again, what this breaks down really well is cover 3 and cover 4. So you'll see that corner route runs quick, gets to the sideline. You're able to just kind of break down the coverage really, really easily. Another thing that we didn't get too far into out of PA double post is you have this short post, you have this, and then you can kind of build around this route. So one of my favorite ways to do that is we're going to put a speed out on the outside trips receiver and go to about 10 yards. We're going to drag our tight end, streak our receiver over here. And then if you wanted to, you can put your running back on a streak and you can actually stem him up. Anyways, what you're going to look for here is this spaces really well. It's kind of like a Durham setup from a spread set, but that gets into kind of a nice area of the field. And if they are running cover 4 hard flat, which is pretty common against a formation like this, then this speed out is going to give them a lot of problems on that left side. And then the high low on the left is or the speed out's going to give them a lot of problems on the right side. So you see here, just kind of throw this to the sideline up into the outside, gets into a nice area of the field over there. And then another variation of kind of a combo that I think is worth at least mentioning would be just something like this. The reason I like this play is just because it's kind of an inverted flood, but this C route is going to really, again, we're just threatening kind of these outside areas of the field. I don't know why he didn't run that a little better. Let's see if we can get that a little bit better this time. But this is basically just very similar from bunch, but you're just going to pass it down into the outside. Deion Sanders playing out his mind. But essentially, you're looking for that corner route on that outside that I think is worth, just kind of giving a peek. Again, this motion drag play, the reason I like it is it has a short post on this outside, and so you can just kind of build around that. So, I really like this setup personally. You have the wheel route as well. This is going to do a really good job against cover 2, because you'll see that this deep half will get influenced by the post, and then this can be thrown over the top of that cover 2 coverage. But all in all, this formation just poses a lot of threats to what people want to do defensively. One of the other things we didn't get too far into was this backside solo corner. When you put the solo receiver on a corner against cover 4, when he cuts the outside, that deep quarter is going to do nothing. And so this has been kind of the story with zones this year. But this is a great way to break down zone coverage. So, I mean, even something as simple as this, I think, is really, even this is just a really good way to break down coverage. But you're going to see that this quarter is never going to defend this corner. So it's wide open to the sideline. And so what that forces is it forces a cover 2 on the left, forces a cover 2 on the right side. And then that's where we can kind of get into, some of our deeper post routes. This tight end whip, you could kind of do a combo like this, and this tight end whip will get in, or wheel will get into an area kind of in the seam area of the field that's pretty good. So this is the Chiefs Y off trips nasty. Again, the whole offense is really just powered by this RPO. This RPO is the key to the offense. It's the play that you basically just always have. They're going to have a lot of it's very difficult for them to stop this. And then once you get them over here using this play, then, you can kind of go to some of your other plays. Also, in this playbook as a whole, it's pretty easy to audible to something like this. And now you have a running back swing screen that's kind of hard for them to defend. And then you have a little bit more of a dedicated solo wide receiver. So you could do something like this motion corner, which I think is pretty good. You'll see here, if I just watch this kind of like interesting little motion from the tight end, and then you just have that corner route that's really, really effective. Just got to get a little bit more vertical. The linebacker carries so much in cover four now. Hook curls carry everything. It's insane. But you also have this motion shock option play in which you could stem the tight end all the way up and kind of break down cover two. And you see here, you just have kind of some seam streak threats in this regard. So this formation is a great little secondary formation to be able to go to because you can get to it so fast. You have a couple really good plays. You have the auto motion plays. You have this little RPO dive, which is really good. It's kind of similar to a degree to Duo, and Duo is the best shotgun run in the game this year. And then you also have, you can always get into like bunch flex, which is like a really underrated formation in this year's game because you can run combos like this that are really hard for the defense to defend. So you still have a lot of power in your audibling within this offense, and you also have, probably the best RPO in the game within this playbook. So this is the Chiefs playbook. If you guys want to check more out about this Chiefs offense or just take your Madden game to the next level, make sure that you join our school community. School.com/Cody Ballard. $10 gets you access to all of the offensive and defensive ebooks that we have available over there, and gets you access to everything for Madden and for college football. So thanks for watching the video. I hope that you enjoyed this little mini scheme, and make sure that you check out our school community at the link in the description.